Hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast as well as my YouTube all in one spiritual sense. So I am going to speak on the spiritual subject today. Um, as I've been promising, I was going to get back into doing my spiritual subjects because I get these flight of ideas which are focused regarding what I should speak about in terms of a topic. Well, I'm going to do an update, but I'm going to do it in a combination: angels, demons, spirit guides, all in combination. All right. So, what are demons versus angels, or angels versus demons? Do you believe in angels? Do you believe in demons? Even. All right. So let me pull up some. I got some information pull up here, but let me put down here what is an angel. What is an angel? What would you consider an angel? It says an angel is a spiritual being that serves God and is often depicted as a messenger or intermediary between God and humanity. Angels are often portrayed with wings and halos and are usually depicted as human-like in appearance. So basically, they serve God often as messengers, guardians of humans. Um, so the belief is that the knowledge about angels is based on legends, theological beliefs, philosophical interpretation, and experiential reports. So, do you believe in angels? Do you believe angels exist? And is it a state of mind or being? Right? Now, let's look at what is an demon. What would you consider a demon? What is a demon? Well, it says a demon is a supernatural being that is often associated with evil, but the term has a variety of meanings, such as an evil spirit, which is a demon that is malevolent, that harms humans. Um, a demon is a supernatural being that is intermediate between a god and a human. All right, and then we're going to do spirit guides. So spirit guides are energetic beings that help people on earth using their wisdom from the other world. In spiritualism, they are discarnate spirits that act as protectors and guides for living people. So I'm going to tell you that I do believe there are a difference in the classifications of them. I do believe it's based on the mind, whatever you are receptive to, or whatever your beliefs is. Like many times, people may refer to angels as people, and I think we can be as angels, but I don't believe that we are angels, right? I don't. I believe when we transition from this existence into the next, we will be a spirit guide. I think angels and demons are disembodied. We can be, I feel, inhabited by them, right? Like there's times where people may have supernatural or super capability apart from their own, right? So it may appear as though that you are like a angel or demon, but what it actually has happened or transpired is that you have taken on the impressions as such. And many times when people have formulated a thought or you have formulated a thought about your capabilities, God will use that, right? And then when you try to use that same capability, he won't show up because he will let you know that this is by way of the thoughts, right? Okay. So I'm going to um go a little bit into some information that I have pulled up here. Let's see. So I think a lot of the biblical text or what have you is to show as one thinks. So we have different forms of angels, right? Fallen angels, archangels, guardian angels. So, fallen angels, as mentions here, it says in some religions, fallen angels were thought to be responsible for famine, disease, war, earthquakes, mental and emotional disorders. So, I do believe this because right prior to, and I have experienced this a time ago, being in healthcare, as a LPN or a nurse or what have you, where I felt as though the energy space around was there to circumvent a desire of God, if that makes sense to anybody. Prior to me having one of my little fender bender accidents, I actually could feel the energy prior to it even happening, if that makes sense to anybody. So I think that is something that occurs like when a person is at the silver lining, where their transition is close and they're about to make that transition. I think by way of fallen angels, everything will come into accordance, in alignment as such. So I do believe that by way of judgment, fallen angels happen as such. I think they fall down to test us, is what I feel. Like I think it's God testing his angels as well as us. Okay, now what do you think this is? Right? That's my interpretation. Now somebody may beg to differ, and I'm not going to say whether it's right, wrong, or what have you, because I only can judge based on what these eyes see. Right? So then you have what is referred to as archangels. Well, we know of several archangels. Um, One of the most significant ones is the Archangel Michael, who is a warrior, a fighter, or whatever the case may be. So it says an archangel is a chief angel or ruler of angels in the hierarchy of angels. It says in major Western religions such as Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, they are considered to be the most important angels with duties that are higher and more important than those of common angels. So, some of the tasks of archangels include contemplating God, glorifying God, communicating God's will to humans, inspiring humans, and capitalizing divine grace for humans. Now we have Michael here, which the name ends in L, which means God, as indicated here. Gabriel, power of God, God is mighty. Raphael, the name means God's doctor. Now, my son's middle name is Raphael. I chose to name him Raphael. All right. So, from my understanding, the archangels are defendants of God. They're warriors, if even. High-ranking angels is what it mentions here. It goes on to mention that there are 12 archangels of God: Shubael, Raziel, Kaziel, Zachiel, Camiel, Michael, Uriel, Haniel, Raphael, Jophiel, Gabriel, and Azrael. Now, I'm just reading the information as it has indicated here. I wouldn't know one way or another, because I do believe it's a state of mind, is what I feel. I think that by way of spirit, things can be spoken into existence, and whoever exhibits that same characteristic will present itself, is what I'm getting at. Right? Okay. So guardian angels, oftentimes you may hear of people who may refer to those who have passed on as their guardian angel. My guardian angel. So, what is a guardian angel? I do believe that we all have a guardian angel. I do. I do. It says a guardian angel is a type of angel that is assigned to protect and guide a particular person, group, or nation. Um, so I do believe that guardian angels are real, that we all have a guardian angel, um, or what have you. I honestly feel as though it's a state of mind. Like if you listen to wisdom, if you listen to the warnings, if you listen to people, right? Certain warnings, you want God to put certain warnings in you and not to lead you astray, lead you on the right path. That is your guardian angel, right? Um, so spirit guides, again, getting back to spirit guides. How can you connect with your spirit guides? Well, I honestly feel as though this is energy spaces of those who have transitioned over, who may have been family, friends, or co-workers, or lovers, or whomever who has once lived and transitioned over, and that energy is still around. Is what I feel, because I don't think that we are angels. I think we could be as an angel, but we never were, right? So I do believe that that energy space does comes around to guide us along this life experience, this spiritual journey that we are in, right? And so that being said, they will come to you by way of um, enlightenment to help you along the way. However, you cannot straddle from that path. So, you know, I mentioned that when you begin to see, quote, angels, and this is not to say anything negative to anybody in your beliefs. You believe what you choose to believe, but this is just something that has come to me. That this is God way of letting you know why did it happen in the first place. Something to take note of, right? So that being said, um, we all are bound by this flesh. We're not perfect. There's going to be things that we do that are not favorable. That's just the way it works. However, when you are grossly, I feel, in disgust to your so-called guardian angel, I do believe that they have the ability to allow some things to happen. I do. Because if I have been assigned to you to guard you and protect you, and you over here doing this other stuff, you making me look like a fool, right? So why would they feel that way? So it says a spiritual guide is someone who helps you attend to God's presence in your life. You might come to spiritual guidance to reflect deeply on your experience or to integrate spirituality into your daily life. Spiritual guidance is helpful at times of transition, loss, and disillusionment. So that's just something that came to me regarding guardian angels and seeing angels and versus demons and things of that nature. Now, so I do believe that there is a gray area because we have a defining point as to what angels and demons. Oftentimes, when we think about angels, we think about the light and bright and pure and things like that. And when we think about demons, we think about the darkness and the uh, unseen and the dirty, grimy, and whatever the case may be. Okay, so to mark that intellect or that thought process, what would you consider a fallen angel? Because I think a fallen angel is to make it apparent to us here who are able to see, who is a watcher, that means a seer, is that even in that other existence, right? That um that so-called intellect or thought process, God will allow them to show you contrary to black and white. So I think fallen angels is such as that. They're more or less like a gray area, right? Because if God cannot go against his word and he cannot lie, well, we have liars that exist. You understand that if he's the creator of all creation, how did evil come in? And I'm not saying this to argue anybody. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just speaking hypothetics, all right? Rhetorical speaking. Uh, so I think the angel of death is such as that, right? Because I do believe that this life experience or spiritual journey works as such. Um, in terms of the angel of death, that would be the gray area as well. Some things that you may be receptive to versus not. And when it's your time, how that existence can allow a disillusion in order to transition you away from this space, this life experience. So, what is the angel of death? In reference to my visual platform, speaking about the angel of death, I do believe the angel of death is a system. I think the angel of death comes by way of many things, many spiritual duties or spirit related job fields, or it could be in your home, right? So, you may be um, battling depression even, and may be tempted to end of one's life. Or you may be in a situation where there may be a domestic dispute or what have you. Or um, the angel of death, I feel, is a number of things that can transition you away from this space. I think certain spiritual entities, certain spirit related job fields, and spiritual duties operate as such. I think a lot of information that may present to you can bring um, misinformation to where you can end up doing it without even thinking about it, without thought, right? And that's just my spiritual sense. Now, someone else may beg to differ or argue or what have you. So, that being said, I'm not going to be on here too much long regarding this. Speaking on these topics is just something I've decided to update on in terms of angels and demons and things of that sort. Um, so, in terms of us as physical beings, I do believe we are receptive or can be receptive to that energy, right? Demonic presences, angelic presences, spirit guides, or energies that roams about. I do believe that um, some people are more keen to it than others, but I think we all are susceptible or can be. All right, so I am going to conclude this episode of Spiritual Sense, speaking about angels, demons, and spirit guides. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment below. Until then, have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.